The story starts with Joe Gillis, a starving writer who is more worried about keeping his car than keeping his life in order. And instead of trying to find a stable job, Joe finds himself driving around aimlessly, desperately trying to sell a failure of a script. Obviously, the best thing to do in this situation.
While driving around, he is chased by the repo men and heads off into a high-speed car chase. He somehow gets a flat tire and miraculously pulls into a beautiful mansion. The men, missing his obvious turn, speed past the driveway, leaving Joe stranded in a destitute and apparently deserted mansion.
As it turns out, the mansion is not deserted, as Joe soon finds out while exploring. A strange man ushers Joe into the house, and Joe naively follows. Inside, Joe finds an estranged woman with a monkey. Scratch that, a dead monkey.
This lady begins ranting about a coffin for her monkey, and Joe just listens. Obviously, listen to the lady with the dead monkey. Where do you even get a monkey? Is that legal? I don't think it's legal. And it's only after she realizes that Joe isn't the mortician she's looking for that she kicks him out. Obviously, now is the right time to leave, and not before when the strange man is welcoming you into an unkept home. Obviously.
While he's running from the crazy woman with the dead monkey, Joe deems it important to tell her his profession. Seems natural. Now that this piece of information is on the table, she decides it's okay for him to stay. It's evident by her annoyed raving that she's upset with modern film writing, and Joe realizes that this woman is Norma Desmond.
To top it all off, Norma wants Joe to read through her script. What a great job for a poor, lousy scriptwriter. Joe finally agrees to edit it, and within a day, his stuff has magically been brought to him at Norma's house. He's obviously uncomfortable, but he chooses to stay and help Norma with her flop of a script. Sounds like a great plan.
As Joe becomes accustomed to his new, unbelievably lavish lifestyle with Norma, it's apparent that she still believes herself to be famous, despite her complete isolation from all people for years. I know, it's a shocker. What's helping feed this craze, though, is her butler Max, and the fan mail he sends her every day, since apparently Norma can't recognize the same handwriting all over the notes. She believes that she is full of admirers all over the world, when she's actually been forgotten about by all of her fans.
After Max admits that Norma is depressed, and after the unfortunate New Year's party suicide attempt following Joe's exit, Joe still stays with Norma and allows her to remain in her remote home instead of getting her professional help. Smart.
Obviously, the most helpful thing for Norma's mental health is to continue reinforcing her behaviors and delusions. So Max and Joe take her to a Hollywood director so she can pitch her script. While his refusal to speak with Norma directly about her script is polite enough to draw Norma's attention away from it, he allows her to stay and play into her delusions some more. Once again, what a healthy idea.
While waiting for Norma, Joe just so happens to run into Betty, the girl that had originally rejected his first manuscript. How convenient. They decide that they will work on their own manuscript together, all of a sudden, and meet secretly in the dead of night to finish it in her office. You'd think since this is all hush-hush and secretive, Joe would work really, really hard to hide the script from Norma. But no, let's just leave it on the chair, in plain sight, for Norma to find it. Sounds smart, buddy.
Joe overhears Norma call Betty, and instead of being ashamed, he invites Betty to come over to Norma's house. Betty does, making a dangerous journey at night just to see Joe, only to have Joe tell her that he's happy with Norma. How sweet.
Yet, when he confronts Norma again, all this love he had for her moments ago has suddenly vanished. It's almost as if Joe has been using Norma, and has been this entire movie, and it's about to be pushed under the rug by turning him into a victim.
Norma again threatens to kill herself if Joe walks out on her. Naturally, Joe will walk out again because that worked so amazing the last time. Clearly, her suicidal threats aren't enough for Joe, as he also tells her about the fake fan letters and that she's not making a comeback and she's been living in her own little fantasy world. Nothing like rubbing an entire shaker of salt into her wounds to make the situation so much better for him. That's obviously going to work.
After Joe walks out, Norma shoots at him 3 times, and it's only after the last shot that he falls into her pool. Somehow the police show up with the press, and it's only a matter of time before Norma is arrested. Yet, Instead of arresting her immediately, the police decide it's healthy to let Norma play her fantasy that they're shooting her movie. I'm sensing a pattern here.
As an overly dramatic ending, Norma announces she's ready for her close-up. What a nice, clear, unambiguous note to end on.